ladies and gentlemen. Couldn't be prouder of our football team, just going out there and playing like they did. That's a good football team that they beat today. Probably should have beat them by another 14, to be honest with you. Some critical errors. But, first off, I want to thank the crowd out there today. They were outstanding. That Panther Pit was, I don't know if I've seen them like that. They stayed all 4 quarters. We, said we needed them to get it done. And they take part in this win. It's everybody involved. It takes everybody. And I was really proud of that crowd. But our kids played hard, played tough, had too many penalties again, but for whatever reason. But, just proud of our football team. Love those guys in there. They fight. And, just fired up. Signature win for Pitt. And we talked about that, and they got it done. So a lot of big plays. So questions?
How do you bring them down from this high?
We'll get them down. We'll be okay, Jerry. They know how important the next one is. They get bigger. Every game gets a little bit bigger, and I think Kenny said after the game that in the locker room just about, hey, we're moving on to the next one. And 24 hours, this thing will be flushed down the toilet, and we'll move on to the next one.
Those 2 third downs in the fourth quarter, was there any doubt who was carrying the ball?
Well, Kenny was going to carry it one time, but, we had Izzy go down, and then Rodney came in and did a heck of a job on that last drive. Vince Davis ran hard, and obviously Kenny ran hard on that quarterback zone, which really we hadn't done that with him. So it was a big play, and he wanted the ball. And just some guys making plays. I don't know how long that drive was again at the end, but it's 2 weeks in a row that you guys question the run game or ask about the run game. I think when we want to run the ball, we can run the ball, and O-line's doing a heck of a job. Tight ends. And obviously our running backs and shoot, the receivers are getting blocks too. So.
Now, was there adjustments in the second quarter, or just sticking with it? What changed for you guys offensively?
It's just there's not many adjustments. It's just obviously play selection and not shooting ourselves in the foot. I mean we started off a little slow. Lucas has got a first down, then fumbles the ball. I mean, just little things like that. We talked about it being all about Pitt and what we do. It's not about them. It's about what we do. And go out and play Pitt football. Play clean, be composed, and do your job. And again, it's never going to be perfect, but we'll take the W.
Speaking of composed, it looked like in the first quarter, Clemson's defense was getting pressure, but they had good coverage. But Kenny seemed to stick with it. What can you say just about his perseverance through moments like that?
Kenny. It's one of the reasons Kenny came back. And again, they were getting pressure, and I don't think they ran the same blitz twice. It was a different blitz after a different blitz after a different blitz, from 3 down and 4 down, and Kenny hung in there, and again, first of all, made good decisions with the ball. Didn't throw it to them, which is critical, and that's what he had done down there last year. But that's a good defense, and he played really well.
How nice is it for you guys to be able to lean on a guy like that who's a 5th-year senior, 4-year starter?
I thought he was a 6-year player. I keep hearing 6 years. He's 5, like 4.5, 4 years, 4 games, not 6 years.
In a game like this, on a stage like this, against a team in Clemson that won the last 6 ACC titles.
I'm sorry, say it again.
To be able to lean on a guy like that.
I mean, that's what you work for, and it's a tribute to Kenny coming back, and he's an unbelievable football player. And again, we lean on Kenny. I mean, we're going to put the ball in his hands, and we ride with Kenny.
Pat, you've had big wins that were big because of who you were playing. This might be the biggest game where it was a big game because of your season and what it can mean for you guys going forward. How do you feel like your team rose to the emotional challenge of that kind of pressure, where this was a big game for you because everything you want to accomplish is still out there because of this win?
It's a big game for our kids. I didn't make one tackle. I didn't make a catch. I didn't make a block. It's about our kids. They make the plays. I didn't do anything out there. Just bring all the dogs, all the dogs out in the fight. So again, it's all about the players. The players make plays. Coaches coach and players play, and our kids are out there just playing their tails off and having fun.
What do you think of the hit on Izzy?
I don't know. Izzy runs strong, man. I love that kid, and he's a great running back, and he'll be back soon. So we expect to have him next week, and we'll be ready to roll.
What can you say with the offensive line? You talked about how your opponent, Clemson, has a lot of 5-star type of guys and all this big guys up front, but in the second half, you guys were able to grind a lot of plays out and take off a lot of clock. What went into this offensive line's performance?
Yeah, the O-line, it starts up front with those guys and the D-line for that matter. But, can't say enough about them. Coach Borbley's done a heck of a job coaching those guys up and protecting the quarterback. And Kenny didn't get hit very often. If he did, it was because he wanted to, because he likes to get hit too. But the O-line's done a nice job.
Can you talk about the secondary, just how well they played this afternoon?
Secondary played good. I mean, we gave up one big pass early, which led to a touchdown. There's 7 points in the first half, but Coach Bates and the defense and Coach Collins and Coach Sanders did a heck of a job back there. And they took. There was times where we were trying to take some guys out of the fit. We gave up some run game just because we were taking guys out of the fit to take care of the RPOs. The secondary did a great job. I mean, I'm proud of those guys. Damari Mathis had a nice pick. We probably should have another couple, but we're saving them, I guess.
Brandon Hill seemed to be around the ball a lot today.
Brandon Hill's always around the ball. He's a beast. Boundary safety. He's around the ball a lot and made some big hits. He made a big hit on Deslin too, I think. But Brandon Hill's a football player. Again, it takes 11. Everybody doing their job, and 11 as one.
Had to go for it on 4th and 5 before the half. Was that one where Whip comes up to you and says, "I got to play"? Or did you think about a field goal there? And obviously it hits.
We go back and forth on the headphones, and sometimes he listens, sometimes he doesn't. I love Coach Whip, we had no doubt we were going to go for it, and he felt good with his play calling. And you got to ride with the OC, and if he feels good, we go. If he's like, let's punt it. We punt it. At the end of the game in the fourth quarter, I was like, "Hey, we're going for it on 4th down." He's like, "What? It's 2 possessions." But you want to drain that clock down, and luckily we didn't have to go for it on 4th down.
Pat, was there a moment in the game where you felt like the momentum really shifted in your direction, or was there any point?
I would say when Servassier intercepted that shovel pass for a touchdown, I would say there was a little momentum there. That was a big time play, and put their quarterback on the bench, and that was a turning point, I think.
Back when you guys lost to Western Michigan, you had Kenny call a team meeting, and the players rallied around each other, and they've talked about, we heard from John Patricia and other guys about what's different about this team and how they're not going to think things are different since that loss. And now you have a win like this. What have you seen from your guys, of what they've carried into this game?
You learn, Chris, from your mistakes. I mean, that's what life is. You have to learn from your mistakes, and we stumbled. But we got back up, and it's not what happens early, it's what happens late. And our guys responded after that game, and like you said, that team meeting that Kenny called, just getting everybody together. Again, it comes down to the senior leadership, it comes down to Kenny Pickett leadership, you're only as good as your team. If you're a player-led team, you got a chance in Kenny, and I hope all our young guys learn from Kenny Pickett.
Pat, you mentioned Servassier. How far has he come over this really half and plus of the season so far, from training camp when he transitions middle linebacker to now reading a play like that, maybe?
I mean, he was on a blitz at that point. I mean, he blitzed up through the A gap, and so it wasn't even a read; it was a blitz. Great call by Coach Bates, and he popped right in there. I don't think the quarterback saw him, and that'll go down in history as just one of those plays against Clemson, and that was fun to see. And I'll never forget last year, just at Clemson, where we fumble the ball, goes down to the 2-yard line, and they're trying to score. And so I'm happy for our kids, and we needed that win.
One more, and we'll get to Kenny, please.
Pat, what's it mean to be playing meaningful games with this team in front of 60,000 people here coming up on the end of October?
It means a ton. I mean, like I said, the fans, the Panther Pit, the cheerleaders, the dance squad, rocking the Royal today. I mean, we did it all. I just couldn't be proud of our football team. Couldn't be happier with the city of Pittsburgh and what they did for us today. We need them to, come out next week against Miami.